Have you ever experienced an itchy scrotum and wondered why it happens? This is a question that many men may find themselves asking. The scrotum, the sac that houses the testicles, can often become itchy due to a variety of reasons. This is not a rare occurrence, but a common issue that affects many individuals. The causes can range from fungal infections to skin irritations, bacterial infections, and even sexually transmitted infections. It's important to remember that while scratching might offer temporary relief, it can actually worsen the condition by causing small tears in the skin, which can become infected and further irritate the area. Understanding the reasons behind this discomfort and the appropriate treatments for each cause is key to managing and resolving this issue. So, without further ado, let's dive into the various reasons why your scrotum might itch. One common reason for an itchy scrotum is chafing or irritation. Chafing is a type of skin irritation that occurs when the scrotum rubs against other skin. This friction can make your skin red, raw, and quite painful, especially when moisture is present from sweat or physical activity. Imagine running a marathon on a hot day, and as you keep going, your skin starts to rub against your clothes. This constant rubbing can cause your skin to become irritated and even break down over time. It's a similar situation with chafing in the scrotum area, but it's not just the physical discomfort that's a problem. When the skin is irritated, it's more susceptible to infections. This is because scratching can cause small tears and openings in the skin, which can then become infected and cause even more irritation. It's a vicious cycle that can lead to a lot of discomfort and pain. So how do you treat chafing? The key is to keep the skin clean and dry. This can help prevent further irritation and infection. Changing out of sweaty or wet clothes as soon as you can after exercising is a good practice. It's also recommended to wear clean, dry clothing and to avoid coarse fabrics that can irritate the skin further. If you're engaging in activities that cause chafing, such as cycling, it's essential to wear proper clothing. For instance, bike shorts can provide the necessary protection to prevent chafing. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, chafing can still occur. In such cases, applying petroleum jelly on the skin can help it heal. It creates a barrier that reduces friction and keeps moisture out, helping the skin recover. Prevention is always better than cure, and that's true for chafing as well. By taking steps to prevent chafing, you can save yourself a lot of discomfort and potential health issues down the line. So remember to keep the area clean and dry and avoid activities that cause chafing. This simple routine can go a long way in preventing an itchy scrotum caused by chafing and irritation. Another common reason for an itchy scrotum is a fungal infection. Now, what exactly is a fungal infection, you may wonder? It's an infection caused by fungi, tiny organisms that live on our skin. While they're usually harmless under certain conditions, they can burrow below the skin's surface and cause an infection. One such condition is the warm, moist environment of the groin area. This makes it easy for a fungus known as candida to multiply quickly, leading to a yeast infection, also known as candidiasis, on the scrotum. Now, don't let the term yeast infection fool you into thinking it's an issue exclusive to women. Men can and do get them too. The symptoms of a fungal infection on the scrotum are quite distinctive. You may notice a red rash on the scrotum and the surrounding area, along with skin peeling. It's not a pleasant sight nor a comfortable feeling, but the good news is it's treatable. Treatment typically involves an antifungal cream like Monistat, which contains meconazole. This is applied to the affected area to kill the fungus and alleviate symptoms. But treatment isn't just about dealing with the infection when it occurs, it's also about preventing it from reoccurring. Daily maintenance should include keeping the area clean and dry. This means washing daily with a gentle, unscented soap and thoroughly drying the area afterward. You might also consider using drying powders to absorb any excess moisture. Another key point is to avoid wearing tight, restrictive clothing that doesn't allow the skin to breathe. This can create a warm, moist environment that fungi thrive in. Opt for loose, breathable fabrics instead. And remember, while it's tempting to scratch the itch, try to resist. Scratching can cause small tears in the skin, providing an entry point for the fungi and potentially leading to an infection. Treating a fungal infection involves keeping the area clean, dry, and using antifungal creams. So if you're dealing with an itchy scrotum, know that you're not alone, and there are solutions available. Jock itch is another type of fungal infection that can cause an itchy scrotum. This condition, also known as Tinea cruris, is caused by the same fungus that is responsible for causing ringworm. Jock itch is typically found in the warm, moist environment of the groin area. making the scrotum a prime target for this type of fungal infection. Now, you might be wondering, how does this fungus make its way to the scrotum? Well, this fungus thrives in warm, moist areas and is particularly fond of skin that's covered by clothing. So conditions are ripe for fungal growth when you've been sweating a lot, say after a vigorous workout or during a hot, humid day. The symptoms of jock itch can be quite uncomfortable. The most obvious sign is an intense itching or burning sensation in the scrotum. Accompanying this is a rash that appears red, raised, and can have scaly patches. In some cases, this rash can even blister and ooze. Now let's move on to treatment. If you suspect you have jock itch, the first thing you'll want to do is keep the area clean and dry. This might mean changing out of sweaty clothes as soon as possible after exercise, or avoiding tight-fitting clothes that don't allow the skin to breathe. Next, you'll want to use an over-the-counter antifungal cream or powder. There are many options available, including Monistat, Lotrimine, Lamisil, and Tinactin. These treatments work by killing the fungus that's causing the infection, allowing your skin to heal. It's also important to avoid scratching the affected area, even though the itch can be quite intense. Scratching can cause small tears in the skin, which can lead to further infection. Lastly, remember that prevention is the best cure. By maintaining good hygiene, wearing clean, dry clothing, and using a drying powder in the groin area, you can significantly reduce your chances of developing jock itch. So, there you have it. Jock itch can be a real nuisance, but with proper care and treatment, it doesn't have to be. Proper hygiene and over-the-counter antifungal creams can effectively treat jock itch. Intertrigo is an inflammatory skin condition that can also cause an itchy scrotum. This condition is typically found in areas where skin rubs against skin. A multitude of bacteria and fungi can cause it, thriving in warm, wet environments. The scrotum, with its proximity to the thighs and its often enclosed environment, provides an ideal location for intertrigo to develop. Intertrigo isn't just an isolated issue. It's a condition that can manifest in various ways, making it a bit of a chameleon. In some cases, it might look like a red or brown rash with small raised bumps. In others, it could present as raw, red, open skin. The shared factor between all these presentations is discomfort. This discomfort can range from mild irritation to an intense itch, making it difficult to ignore. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if I have intertrigo? The symptoms we've just discussed are a good starting point. But remember, only a healthcare provider can provide a definitive diagnosis. If you're experiencing persistent itchiness, redness, or discomfort in your scrotal area, it's best to consult a professional. They can examine your condition, confirm whether it's intertrigo or something else, and guide you on the best course of treatment. Speaking of treatment, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. The treatment for intertrigo can vary based on the underlying cause of the rash. In some cases, over-the-counter antifungal creams might do the trick. For others, a hydrocortisone cream or topical antibiotics might be more effective. It all depends on what's causing the intertrigo in the first place. In addition to these treatments, there are also preventative measures you can take. Maintaining good hygiene, keeping the area dry, and wearing breathable, loose-fitting clothing can all help prevent intertrigo from developing or recurring. To wrap it up, intertrigo is a common skin condition that can cause an itchy scrotum. It can present in various ways and has a range of treatments based on the underlying cause. If you suspect you have intertrigo, consult a healthcare provider for a proper diagnosis and treatment plan. Treatment for intertrigo varies and can include antifungal creams, hydrocortisone, or topical antibiotics. Contact dermatitis is a skin condition often due to an allergic reaction causing an itchy scrotum. This condition can be quite a nuisance, but understanding it is the first step towards effective management. Contact dermatitis on the scrotum is often triggered by something that has come into contact with the skin. This could be a substance used in lotions, laundry detergents, or soaps. Even certain types of clothing can cause an allergic reaction. It's a bit like your scrotum saying, "Hey, I don't like that stuff, keep it away." When this reaction occurs, the skin becomes inflamed. That's when you'll start to notice significant itching and redness. You might even see some swelling and skin scaling. These symptoms can be quite distressing, and the natural instinct is to scratch. But remember, scratching only provides temporary relief and can lead to more damage. It's like adding fuel to the fire, causing the skin to become even more irritated. So how do we put out this fire? Well, treatment is primarily focused on removing the irritants that caused the rash in the first place. This means identifying and avoiding the substances that trigger the allergic reaction. It could be as simple as changing your soap or laundry detergent, or opting for loose-fitting clothing that doesn't rub against the skin. In addition to these changes, a healthcare provider may prescribe a steroid cream or oral medication. These treatments can help to reduce inflammation and soothe the skin, providing much-needed relief. But remember, everyone's skin is unique. What works for one person may not work for another. It's important to work with a healthcare provider to create a treatment plan tailored to your needs. In conclusion, contact dermatitis can be a real pain in the, well, you know where. But with the right understanding and treatment, it doesn't have to be a constant battle. Avoiding irritants and using prescribed treatments can help manage contact dermatitis. So, take control, make the necessary changes, and let's kick contact dermatitis out of the ballpark. We have discussed various reasons for an itchy scrotum and their treatments. Let's quickly recap our discussion. Firstly, we have chafing and irritation, a type of skin irritation that occurs when the scrotum rubs against other skin. Wearing clean, dry clothing, changing out of clothes soon after exercise, and using petroleum jelly on the skin until it heals are some of the ways to prevent and treat this issue. Next, we discussed fungal infections, or candidiasis, caused by fungi that burrow beneath the skin's surface. Keeping the area clean and dry, using drying powders to absorb moisture, and applying an antifungal cream like Monistat are effective ways to manage this condition. On a similar note, we discussed Jock Itch, a fungal infection from the same fungus that causes ringworm. The same treatment methods for fungal infections apply here, maintaining cleanliness, avoiding irritants, and using over-the-counter antifungal creams or powders. We then moved on to Intertrigo, an inflammatory skin condition typically found in areas where skin rubs against skin. Depending on the underlying cause of the rash, treatment can include over-the-counter antifungal creams, hydrocortisone, or topical antibiotics. Lastly, we talked about contact dermatitis, a skin condition often caused by an allergic reaction to something that has touched the scrotum. Removing the factors that cause the rash, such as certain soaps or tight clothing, and using a steroid cream or oral medication prescribed by a healthcare provider can help manage this condition. Throughout our discussion, it's crucial to remember that, while these are common issues, persistent itching or other symptoms should not be ignored. It's always advisable to consult a healthcare provider to understand the root cause of the problem and to receive appropriate treatment. Remember, it's crucial to consult a healthcare provider if you experience persistent itching or other symptoms. Understanding the causes and treatments can help you manage this common issue effectively.